Hi there, I'm David, and today I want to tell you one of the most famous stories Jesus ever told. It's a parable, which means it's a story with a deeper meaning. This one shows us what the kingdom of heaven is really like, and it all starts with a father and his two sons.
A man had sons, two branches of one tree, who grew beside their father faithfully. The younger rose with fire in his eyes, and spake his wish beneath the morning skies.
My father, give me now what is my due, the portion set aside for me from you.
The father, grieved but silent in his soul, divided wealth and gave the younger's whole. The youth departed far from kin and land, with coin in purse and freedom close at hand. In reckless ease he drank his fortune dry, with harlots, games, and pleasures that soon die. But famine struck the land where he had gone, and all his gold and laughter now were gone. In want, he sought to work and found a task, to feed the swine and hunger, as he asked. He longed to eat the pods the pigs did chew, but no one gave him even bitter stew. Then came a thought, like dawn's redeeming light.
How many hired hands eat bread each night, while I, my father's son, must starve alone?
He vowed to rise and seek his father's home.
I'll go to bow him and humbly I'll confess, O Father, I have sinned through wicked pride. I'm not your son, I've earned no warm address. Just make me as a servant, cast aside, I'll bear reproach and bow beneath his frown, if only I might work and not be dead. The life I scorned, I'll beg as if a crown, and live on crusts where once I boldly fed. I'll trade my shame for shelter in his gate, and toil in rags for mercy's smallest crumb. For now I see the truth and know my state. The farther I have fled, the less I've won.
He rose and walked with heart, bowed low in dust, each step a plea, each breath a child's trust. But while he yet was distant on the plain, his father saw, and ran through joy and pain. He clasped his son and kissed his dust-streaked face, and wept aloud with mercy, love, and grace.
O Father, I have sinned through all my ways against the skies and you. I merit praise no longer. I am not your rightful heir, but let me serve with those who labor there.
But quick the father called his household near.
Bring out the best of robes and clothe him here. A ring, his hand, new sandals for his feet. Kill now the fatted calf, tonight we eat. My son was dead, but now he breathes again. He once was lost, but found, and free of sin.
And so began a feast of love reclaimed, but one was not yet glad to hear his name. The elder son, returning from the field, heard music ring, and would not smile or yield. A servant told him why the house was bright. Your brother's home, and all the world feels right. The elder frowned, and would not step inside. His father came and gently called aside.
These many years I've served and not transgressed, yet not a goat have I to share with friends. But he who spent your goods in vice confessed, receives the feast when all his ruin ends. Have I not earned a fraction of this grace? Have I not borne your name through every hour? Why then does he, who shamed your love's embrace, receive such robes and rings and song and power?
My child, you're always with me. All is thine. But joy is due when mercy proves divine. Your brother once was lost. Now life is new. Rejoice with me, for he is with us too.
That was the story, told in rhyme and rhythm. I hope you enjoyed it, but more importantly, I hope you see, no matter how much you may feel distant from God, you can always come home, and He will rejoice in your return. And believe me, I know that firsthand, but more on that in a future story. For now, let's hear how Jesus told it in His own words, just as it's written in the Bible.
And he said, A certain man had two sons, and the younger of them said to his father,
Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me.
And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after the younger son gathered all together, and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And he would fain have filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. And when he came to himself, he said,
How many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I have sinned against heaven, and before thee, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants.
And he arose, and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him, and had compassion, and ran, and fell on his neck, and kissed him. And the son said unto him,
Father, I have sinned against heaven, and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son.
But the father said to his servants,
Bring forth the best robe, and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand, and shoes on his feet, and bring hither the fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat, and be merry. For this my son was dead, and is alive again. He was lost, and is found.
And they began to be merry. Now his elder son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of the servants, and asked what these things meant. And he said unto him, Thy brother is come, and thy father hath killed the fatted calf, because he hath received him safe and sound. And he was angry, and would not go in. Therefore came his father out, and entreated him. And he, answering, said to his father,
Lo, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgressed I at any time thy commandment. And yet thou never gavest me a kid, that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as this thy son was come, which hath devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf.
And he said unto him,
Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. It was meet that we should make merry, and be glad. For this thy brother was dead, and is alive again, and was lost, and is found.
Thanks for listening. I hope this story helps you see how big God's love really is. Come back next time. We'll explore more parables, more poetry, and more truth. And let us know below this video. Did you enjoy having both the poetic version and the original scripture?